Yeah, g'day everyone. It appears it's been a bit of a controversial week. I posted a thing on Facebook. We've reached like 9,000 subscribers, 700,000 views. I think that's just insane given what I'm doing here. I'm only building a boat for Christ's sake. But I have actually changed the name of the channel, and I did it a little bit surreptitiously, a little bit quietly because I wasn't sure of the action. There was a couple of comments came in, when did you change the channel? You know, I just saw it in my feed, blah, blah, blah. I sort of hinted at it a few months ago, and I thought I'd better explain it. Nathan came back and made a comment. He said, when did you change your channel? I noticed it in my feed. Look, it's important. I'll pretty well explain why I've come to this conclusion. Look, let's face it, the word mold doesn't really incite a warm, fuzzy feeling in many of us. It certainly doesn't search well on YouTube. So I guess if anything's going to hold me back on the YouTube subscribers or any of that, you know, not that that's the prime focus of my energy here. It is pretty much on this hull, I'm calling it now, because I think I've earned the right, and I said that a few months ago, I've earned the right to call it a hull, and I'll call it whatever I want, to be honest. But life on the hulls is what our life's all about. Janet and I have been professional diving instructors in the past. We've worked on dive resorts, dive boats, throughout the years, and you know, pretty much kayaking has been our business and our lifestyle for over 30 years now, and now we find ourselves in a yachting sort of sense. We're sailing, we're racing on Thursday nights with our mate Ron up in Sydney Harbour, and we've got our trailer sailor and of course the hull here. So life on the hulls is like a sort of a double entendre, I guess. It sort of covers all bases and gives me a little bit of longevity in the YouTube thing, I think, because ultimately the mold is going to disappear out of this scene at some point, and then I'm going to find myself without a mold. Not really sure what I'm going to do with it, whether I go again or whether I sell it off to someone else to get the fun and enjoyment that I've had out of it. But you know, at the end of the day, I think the channel has enough growth in it now with life on the hulls, and mate, I've got tons more fodder for you to absorb here, and I hope I can keep you interested as I start to piece this thing together. I think I've proven that I've got the staying power. Whether my channel has or not is another story, but you know, I'm hoping to God that it does that, because I'm really enjoying it. It's become a bit of a hobby for me, and quite frankly, I'm that rooted when I get home at night that I want to sit down and edit. So I think that's important to get that out of the way. So as of today, it is now colloquially known as life on the hulls. Very important we get that life on the hulls in your head rather than the mold, because and I also, back in the background, I also have copped a lot of flack about the spelling of mold. I think that's important as well. Now in Australia here we spell it M-O-U-L-D. I know in the US and Europe, perhaps, not really sure about Europe, but they spell it M-O-L-D. So it has two meanings as well, which means fungi, and I hate to be known as a fungi. You know, that would not be something I would like to be remembered for as a fungi. But I think really at the end of the day, the name has better scope, better reach, and it might attract others in that aren't watching it, that are interested in yachting and sailing and manufacture in particular, as we go forward and get it closer. Now I do have to say this, it has been a long couple of years getting it to this stage. It is going to start really getting interesting. So if you're hanging around and you're watching, I'd like you to keep tuned in, because you know, some of the stuff I'm doing here that I'm not going to show you right now, because you know, I'm 4 months behind in the videos, is really interesting stuff. It's interesting for me as well, getting past the laminating stage, just pure laminating. I'm now structuring the whole floors and the soles and the tanks and all the stuff that boat building is really, and you know, and the research behind it and all of that's going to start to come into play into my videos. So hang out, guys. I hope you'll stay with me and keep looking for life on the hulls, and who knows, you know, you might end up seeing me out on the water one day. Catch you later, guys. Catch ya.